Hello, this is Julian. Today we're going to investigate creating a chart at runtime rather than setting it up at design time. I'm going to use XtraCharts in the WinForms version to create a simple sine wave chart. For this I'm going to create a line chart where the x-axis, the argument, is a numerical argument rather than a qualitative one. Now, creating a chart at runtime can be a little frustrating unless you take a shortcut. The way I discovered how to do this was to drop a chart control onto a form and then start using the Visual Studio Property Editor to work out which properties of which nested objects I needed to set and alter. We're going to do all the work in the load method for the form. I've created here a blank project with a blank form, and the first thing we need to do is add some references. There are 4 assemblies we need to add for this simple example. The first one is devexpress.charts.core, and then we need to add devexpress.utils. Let's find that. And the next one is devexpress.XtraCharts, as you might expect. And here's that. And the final one is devexpress.XtraCharts.ui. So we'll add all those references. There they all are. And now we can go to the load method for the form. First of all, I need to add a namespace reference up here. So it's devexpress.XtraCharts. There we go. Now back into the load method. The first thing we need to do is create a new chart control, obviously. So chart control, we'll call it chart, and we're going to create a new one. And there we are. We'll create the chart so that it's docked to the form, the complete form. So docstyle.fill. Now that we have the chart control, we need to create a series of points for that chart control. The series class is called series, and I'm going to create a new object called series. We don't want the series labels to be visible. Having a label for each degree is going to be overkill and very confusing. So series.label.visible equals false. And we want to make sure that the argument scale type is numerical rather than qualitative. In other words, the x-axis is going to be a numerical axis rather than anything else. So scale type dot numerical. Now we've created the series, I'll add the points in a moment. We need to create a view for the chart control. The view, because I'm creating a line series chart, is the line series view. Obviously, if you're creating a bar chart, it'll be the bar series view, and so on and so forth. So the view, create a new one. There we go. Let's just move this down a bit. So the view itself, I want to turn off the line markers, the actual markers for each data point, because they're circles essentially, and that's going to confuse the graph. I just want a nice, simple graph, or chart here. So the visibility of that is going to be false. There we go. And we need to attach that to the series. So the series view is going to be this view I've just created. There we go. Now let's add some points. So the upper bound is going to be 361. We're doing a full circle here. I need to create just to make it easier to understand what's going on, a little local variable called radians, and that's going to be I by the number of degrees times math pi, and divide that by 180. So that's the number of radians. And now I can basically add a new series point. So the points dot add, and I'm going to create a new series point. And the series point requires the degree is the argument, and the number of radians, or rather the sign of the number of radians. So math dot sign of the number of radians. Oops, let's do that again. There we go. So we've got the number of points, we've got 360 of them. Now we can add the series to the chart itself. The series property is an array, and we just add our new series to it, so we can add as many series as we like to a particular chart. There it is. And finally, we need to add this to the form itself. And that's it. We'll run the application to see the result. Oh. I need to add another reference. And the reference I need to add is devexpress.data. If I can find that. I forgot to add that earlier on. And now it should compile. And it did. So let's just run. Bring this into view. And there we have a chart dynamically created at runtime. So there you have it. A simple WinForms application to display a line chart with data generated at runtime. Until next time.